Yep.
But
Oh god.
actually, we are live now.
Yeah, we got a timer now.
Yay, timer.
You got some anime titties?
Ooh.
Oh heck yeah. Give me some of that.
God.
Nice.
It says live on my end.
Absolution session 8 years ago. God damn.
I know, right? I
You got some
forgot we
anime
even did
titties?
those.
Ooh.
Oh heck yeah. Give
So
me
it
some
looks
of
like we are live.
Yeah, it does look that way.
that. Nice.
Finally.
Technology.
It says
We
live
have
on
it.
my end.
I see it. Absolution session 8 years
I
ago.
mean, we
hear
have it, but that
God
doesn't mean we know how to
damn.
use it.
I know, right? I
You got some
forgot we
anime
even did
titties?
those.
Hey, chat, can you hear us?
I like how the very first thing
So it
I
looks
hear
like
is
we are
me
live.
asking for anime
It does
titties.
look that way.
Perfect.
That is
Finally.
perfect.
It is perfect.
Technology.
It says
We
live
have
on
it.
my end.
I see it.
Okay, well,
I mean, we
hear
have it,
here
but
we
that doesn't mean
are.
know how to
We
use
are
it.
here.
I know, right?
Finally.
Even did those.
It's not one of our
Hey,
live
chat, can you
shows if
hear
it
us?
starts on time.
I like how the very
So this
first
might
thing
be
I
a
hear is
record.
me asking for anime
I don't think
titties.
we've been an hour late before.
That is
Finally.
perfect.
It is perfect.
Technology.
It says
We
live
have
on
it.
my end.
I see it.
Yeah. Hey, well, okay.
I mean, we have
Here
it, but
we
that doesn't
are.
mean know how to
We
use
are
it.
here. So, yes, it's not one of our live shows. We here, the Toonami Faithful Podcast, are here doing a live episode. I don't think we've been an hour late before. Yeah. We'll okay. Probably. And I'm a little thrown here because I usually do like a little bit just to get it started off, but that doesn't really make sense for the live show. But yeah, whatever. Yeah.
You're saying there's an echo.
There is, yeah. Somebody is saying there is an echo. And I'm a little thrown here because I usually do
Does
like
somebody,
bit
whoever's
to get it started
broadcasting,
off,
do
but
they have the
that doesn't
stream
really make
up?
sense for the live show, but
Mayhaps.
yeah,
Is it muted?
whatever.
It should be muted. You're saying there's an echo.
You want to mute that
Because you, yeah, that'll
The sound of silence.
You don't want to mute yourself on OBS. You want to mute on the YouTube. If that helps.
Yeah, you just want to mute the video on YouTube.
Yes. Make
We'll
sure.
get this one of these days.
Yeah, make sure. You just poke me.
Sound of silence.
Poke me, and I will help.
You don't want to mute yourself on OBS. You want to mute on the YouTube. If that helps.
He probably should have. But we like going in blind.
And then we can go on Twitch because I have it up.
Clicked on another video. It started very loud. Scared the crap out of me. Glad to be back on this video of silence.
I mean, if
You
you
want
want
me
to
to
go
start?
live on Twitch, and then I can end this one. We like going in blind.
All right,
Go
let's
on Twitch, 'cause
see.
I have it up. Sound is on. Hey!
Sound is on, and we're back. Scared the crap out
Oh,
of me.
good.
Thing. Be back on this video
They hear
of silence.
things.
I mean, if
You
you
want
want
me
to
to
go
start?
live on Twitch, and then I can
Uh-huh.
You guys can hear Sketch. Can you hear me?
Holy shit, they can hear us.
You'll have to grin bear it, I guess. I don't know.
Sound is on.
Just,
Hey!
You know, turn down your speakers.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it
Hey, everyone is back. Yay.
should at least not affect the eventual recording.
You guys can hear Sketch. The recording is fine. It can't hear that
Holy
at
shit,
all.
They can hear
They'll
us.
hear the echo. Well, I guess. I don't know.
Sound is on.
Just,
The
You know,
echo is still there.
because
It's very
speakers.
delayed. Well, that definitely means
Hey,
that somebody is listening to
Should at least not affect
the eventual recording.
You guys can hear the recording is fine. It's the YouTube video,
Yeah,
yeah.
listening
Yeah,
to the
they'll
YouTube
hear the
video.
echo. Well,
I've got YouTube up, but I've got it muted. If you
Yeah,
want me
I
to
do
leave
too.
it, I can, but
I mean, I have the studio
The
up, but
echo
it's
is still there.
muted,
It's
so
very
I don't know.
delayed. Well, that definitely means that somebody is.
whoever's broadcasting is probably has the thing open and with audio on.
Someone has a feed open. Oh,
Of course, the chat is always delayed from what we're.
all right. Let me try this. Let me just close studio, even though I don't have anything.
It's gone. It's gone.
yay!
Holy shit! Oh my god! Holy shit! Okay.
Okay. Okay. We're back.
I'm just gonna put this in the chat.
Seems good now. Okay. Oh. We got more people watching than I honestly thought we would. Seeing as this is very slapdash and yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hey.
Let's welcome to this recorded live episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have
Paul Bascrillo, the founder of ToonamiFaithful.com.
and
That means
Dead
one
air.
of you chimes
Dead
in.
air. Dead air. Dead air.
Uh-oh.
Dead air.
Is it me?
It's you.
Okay. And editorial writer, Laserkid.
And working things behind the scenes, we have
Stephen Oth, whatever I do stuff behind the scenes. I totally forgot.
and a blast from the past, our special guest this evening.
It is Junior_VT. Hello. Howdy.
Hello, Junior.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. How
It's
have
been
you been?
Quite a while.
Peachy.
Yeah. Peachy's a great way to describe things because it could mean anything depending on how you say it.
It's true.
It's true. So we're doing this live show because we just got the most amazing news and we had to talk about it. And that is on Friday, the Toonami Facebook gave us a schedule update that none of us saw coming.
Nope.
Toonami's back on Friday nights, 5 to 7 p.m. for a rewind block featuring an hour of DBZ Kai and Naruto, but starting with HD uncut Sailor Moon. What a world we live in.
Sailor Moon has returned to its proper place.
And
Fellas,
Toonami has returned to its proper place.
Yes, yes, it has.
Toonami's back. Can you believe
Toonami's,
it, guys?
wow, Toonami's back. When did that happen?
I mean, there are definitely people out there like, oh man, they're bringing back Toonami. You know, because it hasn't been back since 2012, guys. This is kind of ironically more so what people were expecting and wanting from a Toonami block in 2012.
Mm.
Well, you're getting it now. You're getting it now. So,
Yeah, like
Junior,
12 years later, you know.
what are you feeling?
You know, I'm genuinely excited. Like, I don't really get to watch the block anymore due to my schedule and how busy I am, especially how I'm like always doing stuff on Saturday night and I just don't have time. But I mean, Fridays in the evening, I'm excited. Like, only for 2 hours. That's not bad. Like, I'm excited. Like, I vote like I mean, Checkered Past must be doing something really like they must be doing pretty well to warrant a Toonami version of the block. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I mean, I feel like this is something, especially ever since Checkered Past became a thing. I was just like, the wheels have been turning. Why don't they play Toonami
I figured they were
right
just
now?
testing the waters. Yeah, you see
Well,
how
it
well
makes
it
sense.
does.
It makes
Yeah.
sense to test the waters with things that are free.
Yep.
It
Yep.
totally makes sense. And now that they have an idea that these old shows can attract the right audience at this time slot, we're giving it a shot. We're giving it a try. And it's a very reasonably safe selection of shows. And it seems like some kind of deal with Viz is doing the heavy lifting here, what with Sailor Moon and Naruto. Because they already had DBZ Kai, though now you kind of have to wonder if they had this kind of in the works for a while and they got DBZ Kai for this and they just kind of threw it on earlier. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think they just really wanted to bring back Dragon Ball Z to the main lineup for the time. And now somebody got the idea, hey, remember when Dragon Ball Z did really well in the late evening? Maybe we should try that again. And hey, maybe we should try that with some other classic Toonami shows. And so they are. But man, if you had told me in 2004 that Toonami would be back on a Friday evening from 5 to 7 and airing uncut Sailor Moon,
Oh, I would never have believed it.
I would have told you you were delusional.
What are you
You
gonna
are.
do next? A new Dragon Ball show?
Yeah.
The One
Right?
Piece dub nearly catching up? Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a calculated risk. I think they're being conservative here. Like, yes, these are expensive licenses, but they're also the shows that if these shows don't work, what can possibly do better? These are the big three of Toonami's history: Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto, which came, several years after their height. So you're covering a lot of, eras of Toonami with this. And I think that's great. And these are the shows. When people think of Toonami, there's other shows that they might think of. They might think of Gundam. They might think of some DC shows. They'll certainly think of the Big O, Outlaw Star, and the like. But like at the top of everyone's mind, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and for people who were slightly younger, Naruto. And there you go. I do kind of feel like there's an unfortunate missing element here in that there's like, where's Batman? You should have Batman or some other fourth show. But I'm looking at this like, okay, this is at minimum they got 46 episodes of Sailor Moon, which is the first season, probably 52 episodes of Naruto, and you have the 98 episodes of DBZ Kai if final chapters is not included with their contract. That is exactly a year's worth of content when DBZ is airing 2 slots. However, that's also plenty of episodes to expand out whenever they feel like it. It's kind of brilliant in its simplicity. Yeah.
It's a good starting lineup. Me being me, I wish we had one extra show besides Double Dragon Ball Z Kai, but it's Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's gonna do fine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
And not to say I don't love Dragon Ball, but I own Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Right. Right. Right.
Would they bring Hamtaro back?
Please. I every
It's gotta
time
get
discotheque,
licensed again. Discotheque, where you at?
every time there's a discotheque day, I pray for Hamtaro.
Steven,
Yeah.
can you come to the office, please?
Okay.
Paul wants Ronin Warriors.
You're damn fucking
Ronin
right.
Warriors.
Paul's got to be at least a little bit disappointed that Thundercats isn't in here.
I mean,
imagine if they put Thundercats.
I mean, they do have the rights to it, so they could do it.
You mean
At least
Thundercats
I think
Roar?
they do.
Oh God.
Oh God, no, hell no. Oh my God, no, don't do that to me.
That show is not bad.
I know,
Okay.
it's pretty good.
I got it for
I
$5 on
On that
Vudu,
one.
and it was a steal.
I will be the first to tell you it's not what I thought it was going to be, which I thought it was going to be really, really bad, but it's not good either. Yeah. It's to me, it's just
Where
not
were you
fun.
trying to go with that, Laser?
I was trying to say basically it's not funny. That's really the big problem with it. If it was funny, I'd probably like it.
Yeah. I think the other thing about all three of these shows is they're all HD versions. And though some of Toonami's old shows are available in HD now, a lot of them are licensed by a certain company. And then a great many others are either not licensed at all or just not available in HD, which could potentially keep them off the table. I don't know, because I don't think all the Checkered Past shows are like remastered for HD or anything. So, who knows? But there's certainly options out there. And I don't think double DBZ Kai is going to last for too long. I actually think they're probably doubling it up for now because it's been running on Saturday nights and they've already aired the first 8 episodes in the marathon. They are up to like episode 10 as of the most recent week of Toonami. So, which actually was a Ninja Kamui marathon, so whatever. But I think once it catches up to where Saturday was, then they'll potentially slide in another show. But also, it kind of makes sense to keep it doubled up because they have like twice as many episodes of that show compared to what they probably have of Naruto and Sailor Moon.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. Paul, what are your thoughts?
I have thoughts. First of all, wow. I didn't think they would actually pull the trigger and do something like this. I don't know how many times we've talked about this on the podcast, whether it be like a fast channel or marathon stream or what you see in front of you. That's going to start this Friday. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I think the comment I made on my Facebook was, what is this, the 90s again? Like the 90s, the early 2000s? Like, Jesus
2001
Christ.
is here again.
Oh
Except
my
Naruto
God.
wasn't around then in anything other than the manga form in Japan.
I do wonder, like, what they will be able to get, because it seems like what Toonami is doing, I don't remember who I was talking with about this the other day, but it seems like they're kind of backdooring some of this stuff. So, for example, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Toei, One Piece, which is obviously on the main Toonami block, Toei. Let's see what else off the top of my head. Naruto and Sailor Moon are Viz, so Viz is definitely playing ball on that. I know I'm going to be mentioning ones that are on the main block, but I'm just trying to make the point here. Demon Slayer, Aniplex, even Dr. Stone, which isn't on there right now, but that's TMS, right? Am I right about that?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure
Yeah.
if they got it from TMS or Crunchyroll, but
Yeah. But I mean, you get the point. Like, it seems like Toonami's able to get some of these shows, so it is going to be interesting to see what they can get and how this block will play out. I definitely think if they're going to go after a show, and we knew this when the block restarted back in 2012, everybody wanted Yu Yu Hakusho, so I think that needs to come as soon as they possibly can get it, if they can get it. That's going to be one of the ones.
Fit well.
Yes.
I mean, how great would it be to finally have Yu Yu Hakusho and Sailor Moon on back to back for fun reasons that the mangakas are married.
I mean, you could maybe Tenchi Muyo if you can. Well,
oh boy,
they do have the tapes.
Tenchi.
I mean, they still have the tapes, don't they? Because they edited a lot out.
They might have those tapes, but
yeah,
I mean, they're not in good condition.
Let's see. Looks at chat. Jose, you know this answer, right?
He might.
Anyways,
yeah, because there's no way they're editing nudity out of an HD version of a show like Tenchi. It's too much work. It's too much money. Not happening.
And to be honest with you, I'm wondering if. Yes, I know. Okay, I am a Thundercats fan, but I'm wondering if they're going to tap into some of those shows, because I don't know if they still own the rights to broadcast Thundercats, but
Warner Bros. Discovery does.
Yeah, so I mean, if they still do, whether it's the old, the new, or either one, I mean, they can put it on there if they wanted to. I mean, Ghost in the Shell really wasn't on the Cartoon Network block of it, but
No.
you could reasonably play that.
Let's get us some.
I did actually consider Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, because I feel like Naruto's the odd man out, being the only 2000s show in this block, though technically DBZ Kai is a recut, slightly reanimated from 2009.
I do wonder if Sentai will play ball and let them have Big O season 1, so they can do that plus season 2. So that would be interesting to see if that'll rear its head again. Even though it wasn't on the original block, but it was supposed to be. I mean, Inuyasha.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, I mentioned
is another Viz title, so I feel like if they really can't get any other classics from some other distributor for whatever reason, Inuyasha, probably Bleach. There you go.
Yeah.
2 more long-running shows that would fill slots for a long time, especially if they never expand this out.
Hey, Steven, real quick, is that those images that you're showing right now, are those the ones that JP put together?
They are. And I
threw in so look, everybody gets to see. Everybody gets to see previews.
Excellent work from JP.
Yeah,
as always.
Yes.
I threw some gifts in as well.
Well, somebody's mentioning Gundam Seed HD in the in the Balmung is mentioning Gundam Seed HD in the chat right now, and you know what? I want that redemption arc. I want Gundam Seed to get a proper run, even though it's not the same dub. I want it. It's like Sailor Moon. It's not the same dub.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm really excited to see where they go with this. For those of you that keep saying on Twitter, "Oh, it's going to be on every day during the week now," I'm like,
no, sorry, just
no.
Friday, but for now. But I really do think. See, the thing about Checkered Past, it's really kind of run up against a wall, because if a show is added to Adult Swim time, it has to be removed from like Cartoon Network entirely. Like they can't play it on Boomerang. It's still in the Cartoon Network section on Max, I think, but like there's this whole thing about not being able to share shows between the two sides of the network. So, and there's shows that really would fit Checkered Past from, they're the same era, that it's just not, they're not going to play Powerpuff Girls. No. They're not going to play Codename Kids Next Door. No. They're not going to do that. They're not going to play Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. So you're kind of just stuck in a rut with the same 6, 7-ish, 8-ish, if you count the spin-off shows. And they're not even playing Johnny Bravo, which is insane. How are you not playing Johnny Bravo on this thing? So
that's beyond me, man.
On one hand, I think it's good that they've kind of dialed it back. They have 3 nights a week where it's going to be Ed, and Eddie, and Billy and Mandy. And then on Thursday, it'll be Dexter and Samurai Jack. Great. And then on Friday, we have Toonami Rewind. But honestly, at this point, unless Checkered Past is really, really doing well, and I know it's basically free to air, if this Toonami Rewind block does well, it should just run 4 to 5 days a week. Because these are long shows with lots of episodes, and you can get a lot of play out of them. Whereas all those Cartoon Network shows, some of them don't even have 52 episodes, and they have been played to death already. So yeah, they don't necessarily have to completely phase out Checkered Past, but like maybe make it a 2-night-a-week block. Like they're not doing anything on Saturday other than playing all King of the Hill. So do something with Saturday first. But yeah, maybe if this works, and I hope it does, and I have reason to believe that it will, because I feel like this is just kind of the right time of day for this content, and that's why it worked for so many years before. But I don't know. Like prime time, like 9 o'clock ish, did not work. 8 p.m. did not work. But 5 to 7, it could work. And if it doesn't work, well, it's nice that they tried.
Well, Caboose is, or I shouldn't say Caboose because that's what you used to be called.
Was Toonami Rewind a failed experiment?
We'll find out.
Junior, what do you want to add? Because I know you got to get going here soon.
Yeah, I gotta go soon. So here's my 2 cents on the whole. Besides, me being excited. The whole thing. I feel like they're really trying to, capture that nostalgia for like the old school like Toonami fans, like the Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Naruto. I feel like they're probably only gonna try to grab potential shows that only aired on the Cartoon Network Toonami, like stuff like Inuyasha, Bebop, like Trigun, anything that was like on like Adult Swim Action. I think they're probably gonna like completely like ignore. So I would like them to potentially maybe get Yu Yu Hakusho, or Batman the Animated Series. That'd be something nice. And as for like, I don't know, like the packaging, DeMarco stated that they're gonna be mostly focused on like older music, which will definitely fit the vibe as well. We're still going to be on the same Absolution, Mark 14 with Tom 6 and Sarah, unfortunately, because apparently Jason said, because like I was hoping, because you see those classic 2004/2012 graphics again. I'm thinking, oh, Top 3.5 coming back, maybe, please. Nope, it's not happening. But yeah, Jason said that apparently like those graphics were not meant for very long. Like it seemed like they weren't meant to last. Like it makes me feel like Tom 3.5 was more just like a stopgap. Like Tom 5 was always in the cards whenever they were bringing Toonami back on to Adult Swim, which is really interesting. But it seems like from what Jason said, they're going to be trying to go with the classic stuff that they did for their 20th anniversary. So they're bringing back the pipes, I guess. I think, or I don't know, but
I didn't really like how those looked.
They were passable. Like I get it, like, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
This is what I want. I want 30-second custom intros, and I want now, next, later.
God, I wish.
That's
Give
what I was gonna
me
say,
now, next, later
Yes.
bumps.
Give me,
and they
Give me
can't.
those menus. Give me those menus.
And by the way, they can't say they didn't do it in HD because
Mm.
Junior has it on his channel. So
What?
the now
Do what?
the what was it? Now, next,
menus?
later. Yeah, you have the ones
the
from
menus
back in
were
the day.
always, yeah, like they were up. I mean, they were upscaled, like
Yeah.
I think, or like they were redone in HD. But yeah, I think the block is. I mean, I'm excited again. Like I think it'll be interesting. But I do want to plug that I'm gonna be dipping my toe back into archiving for just a little bit. We'll see how that goes.
I did wonder if you were going to do that.
I figured, you know what? Because whenever I did retire, I did say that, hey, if there's a special occasion, I might, try to cover that. And I think this new Toonami block would be, nice way to, scratch that itch, so to speak. Because there's
a special occasion that we hope becomes more than a special occasion.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Because all the folks that are like already like doing all that archival work right now, they're doing a fantastic job. So kudos to them for keeping the dream alive. But yeah, but yeah, I think that's all I can really say about that. Bring back Hamtaro, you cowards! Do it.
Yes. Bring it back. Give it to us.
All right, I think it's time for Junior to leave.
So yeah, I gotta go. Y'all can find me on Twitter at _Junior VT. I know it's weird.
It starts with an underscore.
Yeah, it's weird like that. Thanks, Muskie. But you can mostly find me on my Twitch channel. I'm usually streaming pretty much every day, so you can find me at Junior_VT on Twitch. So yeah, that's all I got. I hope y'all have a good one. Stay gold. Take care.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Junior.
Yeah. Earlier in the chat, Jose said, if this doesn't work, they're never going to try it again. And I agree. This is a big swing. This is I would have loved to be a fly in the wall in the meeting room when somebody said, hey, let's do this. And I think probably everybody in the meeting room would be like, oh yeah. Okay.
I also think though that they've prepared if it doesn't do well that they can just slap these onto the Saturday night block. So
I do think so.
Yeah.
Like Naruto Shippuden's ending pretty soon. It's got like 13 episodes left, which is a crazy thing to think about. It's been on since 2014. Consistently. Like never taking a break. Other than, the nights when all the shows were taking a break. But yeah. So Naruto Shippuden's ending. They just relicensed classic Naruto and Sailor Moon. If this doesn't pan out, simple enough. Slap them on the back of the block with DBZ Kai. You got yourself a little Toonami Classics section of the Saturday night block. It's I hope that it doesn't come to that. However, and I know it's cool that it would be appointment TV if it's only available at this specific time on this specific day, but it kind of only makes sense to like encore this after regular Toonami. Don't you think?
That'd be neat.
Do you mean having Rewind like play right after?
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's unfortunate for Futurama to lose even more time on Adult Swim, but
I mean, I hate to say this, but I don't even know why they're not doing what they did when we first started back in 2012.
Oh,
like
geez, the 6-hour block.
No. Like doing the 3 hours and then repeating the block.
Oh, well, honestly,
you know what I mean?
I don't think that works real well.
I don't know if it would work well now, but
yeah, and I don't think it works real well. Also, it kind of limits them to only being able to have 3 hours period, which is kind of a downer.
True.
So I don't think they should do that again. However, like, obviously there's some people that are not going to be able to catch it on a Friday evening. There's DVRs. People will certainly DVR this, but it would be convenient to also slap it on the back end of Toonami if they haven't got anything else going on. And that's the one thing I'm a little concerned about. These are expensive licenses. Even if Viz gave them a really good deal, how much budget do they have left for the rest of the Saturday block for the rest of the year? Like, what? Zom 100 only has 6 episodes left. Shippuden's finally ending. They can't rely solely on extra episodes of One Piece, which, by the way, really want One Piece from episode 1 on Toonami Rewind. I need that redemption arc.
Yes, I do think that
we
would
are
be a good
erasing
idea.
the 4Kids era. Even though I do enjoy that rap.
Yo ho, took a bite of gum.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. But I don't know. There's no reason to really get concerned about that. Well, but we'll see how things shake out. Like, pretty sure My Hero Academia is just around the corner. Some people theorize that Kai will leave Saturday once that's ready, and they'll just bump things down. Sure. It's sensible enough. But I think the only reason that they would necessarily get rid of Kai on regular Toonami is if they were to encore all these shows as the block after regular Toonami. Otherwise, also, I mean, they're at separate areas in the like, they're restarting with Rewind. This is the 3rd time they're showing the first 8 episodes. Not to say nothing of all the times that they had already played Kai. But let's talk about that. All right, I know that there are some people that are disappointed that it is not the OG Dragon Ball Z, even though there is absolutely no way they were going to get the Falconer score, which, by the way, isn't even there for the first 67 episodes. So, sure, play the Nathan Johnson music for the first 67 episodes. But if they can't show the Falconer, what are they going to do? Just restart Dragon Ball Z whenever Goku starts fighting Berter and Jace? Now that's nostalgic.
Oh my gosh. Me. Give us the original Dragon Ball. Like, actual Dragon Ball.
Yes, I would like that. There doesn't seem to be an HD version, but if that's not a barrier...
Well, there is if you live in France.
If that's not a barrier, I'd love to see original Dragon Ball. But DBZ Kai is enough Dragon Ball, arguably.
Oh, absolutely, it's enough. I just would rather Dragon Ball than Kai again.
And yeah, it's not the DK Cloverway dub. You can't play those. I don't know why you would want to.
People get very weirdly nostalgic about this stuff.
They really do. They really, really do.
Well, they think that Toonami just returned, so.
Yeah, right.
Did you know Toonami's back?
I know.
Oh, God.
It's like, okay.
I wonder how pissed they're going to be when they see this Tom and Sarah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, I get it. It's not quite what you wanted, but be reasonable now. These are HD versions of these shows that they can get and play legally. That's why they got those versions. It's the versions that the companies that own these licenses want people to watch. So it may not be exactly your preference, but at the end of the day, they're playing uncensored anime from 5 to 7 p.m. on a Friday evening.
That's a win.
That's such a win. It's an unthinkable win.
That's prime kid time. You want to get more younger audiences looking at the classics? There you go. If they even watch.
Yeah.
And it worked in the past, so.
Yeah. It was the funniest thing to me, because I was talking about this on Twitter, and people are like, "Well, but One Piece is on the regular Toonami blog." I was like, "Bro, are you coming at me like I don't know what's on Toonami? Like I don't know what's been on Toonami since 2012 or since 2002 or even before? This is me."
Sketch, you're not an expert. What are you talking about?
Who the hell do you think I am?
Team Die Sketch.
I just find that hilarious, if not a little annoying. It's like, yes, I understand. I know what's on. It's like, well, but it was like, One Piece is already on the regular blog. It's like, so is Naruto technically. So is Dragon Ball Z Kai. I was like, well, just take them off. I was like, oh, well, fair enough, but they should really let Shippuden and finish first.
I mean, we all know the internet's like a trash fire, so we know that.
It's true, but I think people coming at me like, oh, you're just one of those people that occasionally checks in on what Toonami's doing by seeing the Facebook post. It's like, no, bro, that's not me. I host the Toonami Faithful podcast. I talk about Toonami pretty much every day.
But there's another side of
talks about it in his sleep.
There's another side of it that most people on the internet, they're not going to listen to that. But when the news broke about this stuff, it was major news all over the internet, or at least the side that we see on the internet. Most people really don't care, but you see news articles, like just tweets on Twitter saying, hey, Toonami is coming back with Toonami Rewind, and there's comments in between of saying, like, it's already back or whatever, but most people don't see that. And it's aside from that is most people don't listen to the news, right? It's like with video games, right? We are all sucked into it. You're playing video games, you're in that area, you're in the zeitgeist of it. But then outside of that, that's not our culture, right? That's not the information that they're getting. They're just seeing this for now, and they're gonna say, hey, Toonami's back. They don't know about, or unless they don't care about it, this other real Toonami. This is the Rewind. This is something they grew up with, and so this is, I assume, what Adult Swim is capturing, this nostalgia bait type of stuff to get more people to draw in to watch actual Toonami. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents about it, but I see people overreact about it. Like, oh, they want this show, they want that. It's not the original. it's not up to them. If it was up to them, Toonami would be already gone. That's my personal opinion, because they really don't care. They would run it into the ground with the shows that they only want and won't listen to any other opinion on
Steven, you're sounding so much like CJ right now.
I turn into my worst enemy.
Ooh.
What? No, come on.
But it seems like, just to me, that for that day that when they announced it, a lot of people got really interested in that only, because Toonami can break news with Ninja Kamari, with all these other shows, and it doesn't really trend. But that trended. That was the one thing that did it. And fine, there was nostalgia bait to it by getting all that stuff. And sorry if my mic is doubling. But it seems like that this is something to draw a larger crowd in than just regular people who watch Toonami, like, or just watch anime. They want to get these people in to watch the later stuff later on, right? It's kind of what Checkered Past is doing now. It's to draw something in, to have that cozy feeling of remembering what you once were, and then growing the base larger, because there's probably something coming later, something big coming later, I would say, down the year, and they want to draw that base in for Uzumaki, which I don't know if that show's even coming, but that show's
Don't say that. It's this year. It's gonna be this year.
Well, then that's what they're doing. They're drawing the base in, because you have what? You have that. You have two other shows, right, that are coming, and I think that's what they're trying to do. If that would last, what, Sketch, you know how many episodes of Sailor Moon is going on and all the other ones on, would that last till the fall?
Oh, well, yes, definitely, especially once a week.
Well, then, yeah, there you go. You have that. You have the Toonami Rewind, unless they have some weird art incident again. You have that till the fall, where they're going to bring on at least one major show. So that's my 2 cents. But it's something to consider. But outside of it, I don't know. I see a lot of more, tweets and social media stuff on my side when I'm doing tweeting stuff out and I'm getting stuff out. This was major news. This wasn't like, this is Rick and Morty level news about stuff.
Oh yeah, it blew up the internet in its own little way.
Mm-hmm.
To be sure, it's a big swing. It's very exciting. I kind of hate to say it's some of the most exciting developments that Toonami's had in a while, but this is crazy. Once Checkered Past became a thing, I kind of thought maybe they could play like DBZ Kai or One Piece or even like My Hero Academia in those hours on some day a week. I really hoped that they would do that. But up until last Friday, I never really thought they would do it.
It's something, you hope that they do. That'd be like, hey, it'd be really cool if, but you don't think it's going to actually happen.
And Sailor Moon, of all things, okay, if it was just DBZ and Naruto, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Play those big shows. But they got Sailor Moon. And I'm like, my gosh, this is incredible. It's a risk. It's definitely a risk running Sailor Moon. And that said, there is some concern that this is maybe a little too early in the day for adults with working and all that. So maybe Sailor Moon shouldn't have let off, even though it's very aesthetically pleasing that it does, because that's how it used to be.
So
I like that.
I got a question about Sailor Moon. A lot of people are on the internet, and I don't know too much about the dubs and everything. Is the Viz dub worse than the original dub, and will they have the same theme song kind of look to it?
Well, Actually, I've heard songs are dubbed in that dub.
The Viz dub does not dub the intro song now.
Not the intro song, but some of the insert songs.
Some of the insert songs, yes.
So if they do play the intro, it'll be the first time ever on American television that the real opening of Sailor Moon has ever played. So I kind of hope that happens. But at the same time, I was like, give me that 30-second custom intro. Also, these shows are too long to be able to play the intro for all of them. Well, Sailor Moon is first, and it usually is the rule that the first show gets to play its full opening. So we'll see if that continues. Also, Rocks, Naruto's real opening, even when it was playing uncut on Toonami in 2012 till sometime in 2014, they were just using the dub opening from back in 2005, which was kind of curious.
Imagine if they played Rock the Dragon.
No. No.
And they can't.
Well, that's also true.
You can't do that. Yeah. So yeah, no Fighting Evil by Moonlight. It is essentially the same song. It's just not.
It's
in
the same
English.
beat. Yeah.
It's actually remarkable how similar it is to the Japanese song for the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Because most of the time, westernized dubs, they would not even bother using the same background music for a song. So it's kind of neat. Yeah. If we do get Rocks, we should at least get Rocks on the first episode of Naruto because it's built into the episode. But I suppose that actually did air. Yeah, with that's the other thing. This is the first time Naruto's airing in 4x3 in the current era, which is great because Stretcho Vision was bleh.
Yeah, that was not the greatest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and we finally get the actual endings of Naruto. They'll be shortened for sure. But
we are fighting dreamers.
That's the fourth opening. I
You're
rather
right.
like the first Naruto ending song. Don't try to live so wild. Don't try, it's your right.
It's all right.
Wind. Whatever. Yeah, since Viz is preparing those shows, they'll probably shorten the endings, and then they might shorten the openings, or Toonami might just say, we're just going to cut them. So, we'll see. That's another thing that'll be fun to check out. Like, it's totally understandable that they're not like using a different version of Tom for this. Like, why would anybody expect them to do that? But I do look forward to the kind of mishmash of the current graphics and old graphics. And conveniently, they are in like a remake of the original ship, so that fits. I like it. But yeah, other show possibilities. Frankly, it is disappointing that Warner Brothers Discovery isn't making Batman happen on day one, because that is a big element of Toonami, and a lack of any Western animation in this block is kind of disappointing. And it's Batman.
I mean, it's Batman, yeah.
Which I definitely hope to see on MeTV Toons at some point. But it'd be so great to have it on here. Even though aesthetically, because Naruto is like early digital, and Sailor Moon and DBZ are 90s. I really would like something like late 90s, early 2000s between them to make up the difference in the eras there. And I feel like Batman Beyond would be like perfect for that.
Batman Beyond would be amazing.
The Big O would be perfect for that. Gundam Seed would be good for that. But aside from aesthetics, like I would love to have Yu Yu Hakusho. I can't say how much I would love to have One Piece from episode 1, though it would kind of stick out because they'd be stuck with the HD dropped.
Oh God, yeah.
Toei, why? Why Toei? Yeah, that would be kind of making it the odd man out in that respect. But yeah. But you know what show, and I'm sure Paul would agree with me on this, you know what show would just be perfect to stick between Sailor Moon and DBZ?
Mm-hmm.
G Gundam.
Yes.
And
Sketch, there is a very nice HD
yes,
Blu-ray that
Yeah,
came
there
out a couple
is.
years ago.
yes, and
I
they could
own
air
it.
it uncensored, no problem.
G Gundam's fun. G Gundam's a lot of fun.
Yeah, obviously Gundam Wing has a greater nostalgia factor for a lot of people, so I would understand if they went for that. Also would work very well between DBZ and Sailor Moon because it's pretty boys and
Well,
giant
here's
robots.
Yeah, but the problem with that too is I believe that's under Crunchyroll as well.
I'm not entirely sure what rights Crunchyroll has to Sunrise's Gundam library. They definitely have Witcher Mercury, but because they have taken down Etsy shop things for other Gundam stuff, I just don't know. It seems like they may have inherited a lot of rights from Nozomi, which is
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
a lot of those Gundam shows are on Crunchyroll's Fast Channel. So is Yu Yu Hakusho. Outlaw Star is not. Outlaw Star is on Hulu and streaming nowhere else because it was one of the shows on Funimation.com that did not get moved over to Crunchyroll for some reason. So maybe they are losing the rights?
Well, they got G Gundam and Gundam Seed. They have it subtitled only. Wing they have dubbed and subbed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they can work out a deal with Sunrise for G Gundam or Gundam Wing. Maybe. It might just be too expensive. And honestly, we all love Gundam here, but I'm sorry. The general audience probably won't be as likely to show up for even Gundam Wing or G Gundam as opposed to other shows. There's
Gundam's
not
had a tough time.
There's not too many shows that are in the same league as DBZ, Naruto, and Sailor Moon. I would say Inuyasha, Bleach, those two. What was that? Thundercats?
No, dude, no.
Thundercats honestly feels.
I love my Thundercats, but
Thundercats feels too vintage for this, honestly.
Hey,
like
it said Rewind.
It'd be
Toonami
kind of
Rewind.
weird. I do kind of wish they could play Ronin Warriors.
I mean, do remember, like, the ultimate, one of the best blocks that they had on the Cartoon Network version was when it was, let me see if I get this right. Thundercats, Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z, believe it or not, was on during that point. Ronin Warriors. I'm trying to think, and maybe Gundam Wing too. I think actually, now that I'm thinking
Wing
about
was 2000, I think. I don't think they still had Thundercats at that point, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they played it a couple times.
I know they played it quite a bit.
They brought back Thundercats after a
same thing with
time
Ronin
off.
Warriors.
After a time off, they brought back Thundercats for the first slot, and it was Thundercats, Sailor Moon, Gundam Wing, DBZ.
I mean, that's a good lineup. Not gonna lie.
Imagine them showing G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Now now you're appealing to me.
I mean, technically, G.I. Joe, The Real American Hero, did air on Toonami. It was on the Midnight Run specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But, Generation 1 Transformers, that was never a thing. It would be pretty cool to see The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest or reboot.
Oh, man.
I was going to joke and be like, now you know y'all want to see Johnny Quest.
I mean,
put that GIF up there.
Real Adventures is hard to get a hold of these days, so it would be really nice to have there.
It is. The only option is buying digitally, or they did put it on DVD.
They did put it on DVD, but half of it is out of print.
That's
Ask me how I know.
because you tried to collect it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but those video files are not good. They are worse for wear, to be sure. So I don't think well, first of all, we may all recall from discussions on Pre-Flight, DeMarco was not the biggest fan of The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. So I don't think so. He wasn't the biggest fan of Reboot either, was he?
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, but
it's Toonami nostalgia for sure.
Absolutely, and it's something that you couldn't get anywhere else, not easily anyway. Would stand out.
Yeah. True, very true. Very true.
Now, if they want to go nostalgia, but not necessarily Toonami nostalgia, they can always tap Discotech and get that Digimon. Fox Kids era is kind of the same time period. I mean, that's a stretch. It's a stretch, but it would be interesting.
I think it's another one DeMarco would not bother with.
You're probably
I don't think they're gonna try to get something outside of what Toonami's already played in the past. I think it'll just be more or less.
No, I agree. I was just more making discussion.
I don't know. I feel like they might take this opportunity to get some things off the bucket list, like the Slayers, Magical Knight Ray Earth, shoot Trigun.
Trigun would be amazing.
I propose Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
I knew you would. You know what? I will say this: if there was another fourth show they could potentially get that is like in league with these other three shows, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I could say that's fair.
As much as I don't think they're going to play any hack dubs, which is somewhat unfortunate because that's the only way you can play Zatch Bell. It's the only way you could play so many things.
Well, there's
Pantaro, technically. I mean, I don't know how much it really is edited, but there is. Oh yeah, let's play the other English dub of Cardcaptor Sakura.
Here's a question: would they play any shows that were on Toonami Jetstream? Would they do?
Oh, hey, yeah, maybe.
Ooh.
I mean, there is that fresh dub of The Prince of Tennis, but I don't see them going for that. Or getting Hikaru no Go from Viz, that would be interesting, but I don't think so. They never did finish the dub of Mirror.
Alas.
It's actually a really pointless thing to do, but it would still make me really happy if they played the available dubbed episodes of Gal Gaigar.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, if we
so good.
If we really want to get a show that Viz has, why not Zatch Bell?
They don't have that anymore.
No? Okay. Well, I tried.
I don't know if that even has an American licensor at this point.
Well, that's true.
It did. Yeah, it did, but I don't know if they still have it. It was like new video or something. Like it was streaming for a while.
Huh.
But yeah. Paul and I know somebody else who would be excited for Zatch Bell to come back.
If they,
a little tease for a recent interview we did.
What interview would that be, Sketch?
Oh, our interview with Jeremy G, the voice of Higon on Ninja Kamui, which will be coming out soon. Soon. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some people mention Bobo. I'm all for it.
I'm all for that as well, and that is not in Crunchyroll jail, so it's possible.
Yeah, I think they could probably get that from Toei.
They could absolutely get that from Toei, and even if they couldn't, it's Discotech. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I saw Reboot getting thrown in there a couple times too.
I did mention Reboot. They could probably get Reboot. There is no HD version. I don't know if that's a factor. But I really would like one American cartoon in this mix. Especially if it's only going to be once a week. It'd be nice to have one American cartoon.
I mean, if they haven't completely buried it, Justice League or Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, Justice League would be great. Aesthetically, I think Batman Beyond or Justice League would be the best for maximum iconicness Batman the animated series.
All of those would be great.
Like, the fact that Warner Brothers Discovery is probably keeping them from making that a thing already is disappointing. But maybe if this does well, maybe they'll consider it. I sure wish. That show needs to be back on TV. I know it's available. Certainly on Max. I think it's also on Amazon. But yeah, it's out there. But it should be on MeTV Tunes, and if it's not on that, then it should be on Toonami.
Heck yeah.
Or can it be on both? Maybe. Maybe.
Why not both?
Why not both? They're covering very different audiences. One is on cable, one is on over-the-air television.
So, I mean, I think we've kind of thrown pretty much everything out there. So I think
we did mention IGPX. I don't want to break your heart here, Jose, but I don't think IGPX is the right play for this time slot. Yeah. It's perfectly fine to play on the back end of Saturday Night Toonami, and I think they should do that. Like maybe boot DBZ Kai off of Saturday and finally play season 2 in HD. But as cool as it would be, and it would feel so right to have the first Toonami original on Toonami Rewind, it's not putting their best foot forward, I think. It's not going to do better than another episode of DBZ Kai, that's for sure.
Now here's a random thought. What about Ben 10, the original?
Yeah, I did consider Ben 10. Ben 10 Alien Force is the one that actually aired on Toonami. And that one, a lot of people have nostalgia specifically for Ben 10 Alien Force. Certainly a lot of people have nostalgia for the original Ben 10.
Alien Force's first 2 seasons are actually really good.
Yeah, I mean, Dwayne McDuffie was the head writer. There's some good stuff in there.
Absolutely.
But I don't think they'll.
I don't think they will either. But it's just throwing more ideas.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. But if we're dealing with a block that's only one night a week, I think they're pretty well set for a while. But if they could have one more show, I would like something that is Western animation or mecha. Just something different.
Something different, yeah.
Something that's quite a bit different from Naruto and DBZ. That would be good. And the Big O HD would definitely be a good choice, so please call Sentai. Want that. Give it to me. And if Crunchyroll will cooperate, Outlaw Star would also be very good.
Outlaw Star would be fantastic.
I know they probably can't get away with episode 23 at that time of day, even with mild censorship. But hey, Isn't that the classic Toonami experience?
Oof.
Always skipping the Hot Springs episode of Outlaw Star. Yeah, that would be good. That would be solid. But if this does expand out, then I would also really like if they had like the long shows 4 to 5 days a week, and then you have shorter series that air only once a week, or a rotating slot that would cycle things like Big O, Outlaw Star, a Gundam series, yada yada. Or you could just play Batman or Yu Yu Hakusho or Inuyasha or Bleach or One Piece and have the same lineup forever. And hey, if it does really, really well, maybe it'll even make it more than 2 hours. On Friday, they very smartly are encoring My Adventures with Superman right after Naruto. The first week it'll be an hour, but after that it's just one episode. Kind of bummed they're not like throwing on Unicorn after Superman, but I mean that's like an opening right there. Just make that more Toonami Rewind once Superman ends. Play Batman. Play Batman, you cowards. I'm sure they would love to. Whether or not Warner Brothers Discovery makes it feasible or affordable is a very different thing.
This company is so freaking weird.
Corporate synergy. What's that?
We don't do that around here.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, this is wild. This is wild. It may not be exactly what anybody necessarily wants, but it's such a big swing and such a cool thing to do that they absolutely did not need to do.
It was certainly a big shock for pretty much everyone. Like, did not see this one coming.
No.
I think it also says what the regular Toonami is doing if they're bringing this to Fridays.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely take to the bank these comments that Jason says about how the network and their bosses are very happy with how the originals are doing, how the block is doing. Like, there's no way they would be doing this if they didn't have a lot of faith in the Toonami brand. But what more is there to say? That's good. But the important thing, everybody, you gotta watch it. DVR it. Tweet about it. Talk about it. Make a big deal. We gotta do that.
Hashtag.
It's also good. It's also got a trend on Fridays too.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted it all here, Sketch.
Possibly. Any last thoughts from the chat?
Well, if I could just say something real quick. It's really interesting because I think we were kind of worried that at some point, if Toonami went to like a weekly thing, we were going to be like, oh, this is going to be a shitload of work. Oh my god. Especially for the social media team. Hi, Steven.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting that this is just going to happen. You know what? I think I'm more surprised that it's not like a fast channel, because I thought that might have been in the cards more than another Toonami block. But you know what? I'm happy that it's happening, and I'm just hoping that whoever they reach out to plays ball and they can play other shows and make this something special.
A fast channel. Nay, Paul. As we always say, nay, we shall be linear. We shall be linear cable. To boldly fly in the face. But a fast channel would be really cool. And, if they have the license to a decent chunk of these shows, that's already enough for a fast channel. Slap on
Yeah,
Samurai Jack,
exactly.
IGPX, the Toonami originals.
And
That's enough.
what's to say that they are charging a lot of money for these shows? Because
I feel like they probably are getting a really good deal from Viz.
they have to be.
But
They have to be.
I mean, these are big licenses. Like, these are the licenses. Now, granted, nobody had Sailor Moon at the time, but it took them like 6 months before they could get OG Naruto, and they could not get Naruto Shippuden in 2012. They could not get Inuyasha the Final Act in 2012. So, how is it that they are getting these super big licenses right now?
I mean, maybe the TV licenses aren't as expensive as the streaming ones are anymore.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe.
Or maybe.
But and the one thing I wanted to comment on too before we end this too, you had mentioned what you said something in the beginning about that. God, I'm losing it because it's like almost 11 o'clock, and Paul needs sleep. God, I lost my train of thought. I hate you, Sketch.
Also, the fast channel should be called Toonami Jetstream. I will not take any
Oh
other.
yes, definitely.
Okay. It can be called Toonami Reactor.
Oh, wow.
No. Jetstream's a better.
Mm.
And oh my gosh, Viz teamed up for Toonami Jetstream. So it's we're just coming full cycle with that. Yeah. Also, SZ Productions in the chat said, any American cartoon, I think it'll just be Samurai Jack. Yes. In fact, if Samurai Jack wasn't already on Checkered Past, I think it would be on here. And if they do expand this and they get rid of Checkered Past, they would just slide Samurai Jack onto this. Easy peasy. Boom. Bada bing. You got your 4th show with 52 episodes to air. Because they're probably not playing the last season. Not there. And yeah, I'm perfectly content with that. That even fits my criteria for something mid 2000s to pair with Naruto, so it doesn't feel like the odd man out. Yeah. Cool. Very exciting. I'm like, it's just got the brain on overdrive thinking of all of the possibilities. And there must be possibilities, because pretty much immediately Jason's like, what else you want to see? So he opened the floodgates, and then he deleted his Twitter. So now he's on Blue Sky.
Over on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
And you can still give him your feedback on Blue Sky. And plenty of people have. And you can guess all the things that people have suggested. A lot of the things that we've already suggested here.
I actually told him to surprise us. That was my comment, because I would love to see something that we're not even thinking of.
That would be cool.
Something
Also, with a
retro
darn shame that shows like Zoid's Chaotic Century are just unlicensed.
Gosh, yeah.
Darn shame. That would be great. That would be
Yeah,
that and Hamtaro. Give it to me.
Zoid's Chaotic Century, G Gundam, and Batman Beyond was one of my personal favorite runs of Toonami. Those 3 together.
Yes, in 2002.
Yep, I was going to community college right out of high school. And come back from classes and watch that.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Oh, you know what? I found my train of thought. There we go.
Oh, it should be mentioned both Sailor Moon and Naruto already have fast channels. So
Yeah,
that's kind of superfluous.
that's
I was
true,
gonna say-
but a lot of those fast channels for anime are sub only, so
And
it would still
including
be
those
Yeah,
two. Those
that's
are
true.
both sub only. Actually, I think there are some like Spanish channels for
wow.
those too, even. But not the dubs. Not the English dubs.
You were talking about money earlier, basically. Like how did they afford this? I think this, at least based on what we know from what
It
we've
could be a
talked to them about,
special exception.
I think it's a separate budget because that's what all these shows have.
Man,
are
I
separate
hope
budgets.
so, because if they don't have a separate budget for this thing, what money will they have left for
They won't have any
the
money
main
left.
block?
There's no money to do anything with it if they did. So
Yeah, exactly, and that is a bit
But yeah.
worrisome. But let's not assume the worst. A lot can happen.
Yep.
Yeah. So tune in, support, talk about it, get the word out.
And I'll be watching Friday, so I'll probably be around Twitter. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for participating in the live chat. Sorry if your comments didn't get noticed. We tried.
And by the way, if this is something you want us to do going forward, please let us know. It does seem like
we kind of figured out what we're supposed to do now. I guess it's just been so long since we've done a live show that it
yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, it took a bit. Sorry about that.
We're training over
rusty.
there with Kuririn and Master Roshi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, hey, we're trying to do different stuff too. I mean, this could have been more of a quicker topic, but hey, there's a lot to be said about what this potentially could be. So
Yeah,
I think
it's
we're all
like
just excited.
it was both the perfect thing for a short news bump, but also something that we had so much to discuss.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe the next news update will be like small. Maybe.
Small in quotes.
Colt, stop being negative in the chat over there. They're not going to get the leftovers. Jesus Christ.
The leftovers.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. The promo that they made for this is really great. Why wasn't it aired during the Ninja Kamui marathon?
That is a good question because that promo is amazing.
Here's a better question: is it being shown on Adult Swim now?
No.
I hope so, but I'm not
I
watching Adult Swim right now.
I watched tonight and last night. I didn't see anything.
Maybe it played during Checkered Past.
Yeah, it could have been.
That would have made sense.
All
Kinda
right, so
stopped
I guess
paying
I'll
attention
spend some of my money and put it up on Facebook and just advertise the shit out of it because
Sheesh.
we all know if I try to do it on X, it's going to be $100 of useless dollars. So,
Ew.
dude, I can't even. We're not going to get into it on this. It's just. Oh, Jose says he saw it.
Okay.
He saw it.
Yay.
Okay, there
Oh,
we go.
good.
Great.
Okay, well that's good. Okay.
So about that promo,
Yeah.
I love it in the promo. They say the line, "If you squint, they almost look new," just
I
like
love
the DBZ rerun promo from back in the day. Beautiful.
Okay, good. So it does look like it has been advertised multiple times on Adult Swim. Okay, good.
Good.
So
Good. As it should. As it should. So they gotta promote this thing. We will do our darndest to help, but they gotta promote this thing.
I'll throw some money on it. Why not?
And as nice as stripping this stuff 5 days a week from the get-go would be, I gotta be real with you. As a working adult, it would be very hard to keep up with that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with once a week, at least for now.
Well, twice a week now, but yeah.
Well, yes, Toonami is airing twice a week now, which is great.
In one way, fashion, or form.
I had always hoped for something of a split block where they would air like the PG stuff early on, and then they would save the TVMA stuff for late night. They could even call it Toonami and Toonami the Midnight Run. But this is great. And you know what? If this works so well, then maybe actually stop calling it Toonami Rewind and start incorporating more recent shows like My Hero Academia, because that's the kind of show that you should be airing at 6 p.m. at night.
And that's what Toonami did back in the day. They would not just play older shows, they would have the newer shows, and it would be such a great mix that everybody would get quote unquote turned on by those shows and continue watching. So, and I mean turned on in a better way than what it sounds, but it's that's what it is. People would tune in more for a Gundam Wing, for a Ronin Warriors, for a DBZ because of other shows on the block. You know, I mean, remember this started with what? Thundercats, Ronin Warriors, the old Voltron. Oh my God,
Ronin Warriors was not.
Robotech. No, Robotech wasn't Ronin Warriors. It was
Ronin
one of the
Warriors
first shows.
wasn't until '99.
Okay, so yeah, it was
Thundercats, Voltron, Robotech, The Roulette, which is a bunch of the Hanna-Barbera shows, and the Fleischer Superman, and The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest.
And then they finally mixed it up a lot better.
Yeah. Well, Robotech wasn't starting lineup. It showed up later that same year, I believe. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's about all I know about classic Toonami Moltar era, because I didn't watch before like 1999.
Oh, I did, because I was like, oh, Thundercats is back on TV. Oh boy.
Yep, exactly. And then I was like, wait, I've seen this Dragon Ball Z show on Fox. What the hell is this?
Oh, I was already a dyed-in-the-wool Dragon Ball Z fan. And I'm like, oh, it's coming to Toonami, huh?
For those of you younger generation, let me tell you, it's kind of funny because on Saturday mornings they would, and Laser can attest to this and probably Sketch too, like you'd be watching as a kid and you just see some random show at like 7 or 8 a.m. and you're like, before like Fox Kids or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
That's literally what you were talking about. Is literally how I discovered Dragon Ball in 1995.
Exactly. That's how I discovered Dragon Ball Z. I was like, what is this playing? And then they put it on Toonami, and I'm like, oh, this is what I was watching when I was a kid. Okay, now I'm interested to see what this actually was. So, because they didn't really play too much of Dragon Ball Z back in the day. They just
it's what's funny is Dragon Ball Z failed before Toonami. Straight up,
it did.
Of course, it's because they aired it at 6 in the morning on a Saturday morning. Nobody's awake.
Yeah, it was 6-7 o'clock in the morning. So
if you were lucky, some places it was 4 or 5 in the morning.
Ooh.
It was called Set Your VCR.
All right, so we're coming up on 11 p.m. So I think we're getting to the time where we should end this. Anything else we want to say real quick before we get out of here? And yes, I'm being like Kuro right now.
Well, I don't know. This is just very exciting, and
I couldn't tell by the hour and a half we were on here.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes.
As am I.
And
likewise,
I expect to have my nostalgia tickled thoroughly by the packaging, if not the shows themselves. And this is a good excuse for me to watch the old Sailor Moon with the new dub.
This dub of Sailor Moon is quite good. I have the first 2.5 seasons on Blu-ray. It's good stuff.
The ironic thing is I recently bought all the Viz episodes because they had a package deal on Vudu for like 10% the regular price.
Very nice.
So I got all of Sailor Moon for $60.
That's a great deal.
So, as tempting as it is to just start watching that, I think I'll prefer the structured once a week Toonami Rewind viewing for now.
All right. Well, I don't think we really need to tell you guys where to find us because you should already know. But pretty much if you search Toonami Faithful Podcast on any of the apps out there, you'll probably find us. If we're not on the app that you listen to us, that you want to listen to us on, please let us know and we will try to add ourselves to it. But let's do our normal thing. Laser, where can they find you, sir?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at LaserKid Prime. Allegedly, you can find me over on Blue Sky at LaserKid, if I'm actually over there. And you can find me on my new podcast, The Summoned Up Saints, right here on YouTube.
And Sketch, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitter, Sketch1984, and also on Blue Sky, Sketch1984.
And of course, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Pascrillo. You can also find me working too many jobs, and that's why Jose, 11 o'clock is a very tired time for Paul. And you can email me, Paul Pascrillo at ToonamiFaithful.com. And I'm also around a 2, almost 3-year-old. So that is interesting. But yeah, that's it for this live episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening to us, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more. If you want us to keep doing it on YouTube, let us know. If you want us to go back to Twitch, we can. If you want us to try somewhere else, let us know. But I think that's it for this live. Yeah. But I think oh yeah, Steven's here. Hi, Steven.
Oh yeah, hi. How you doing?
Where can they find you before we get out of here?
I'm MXA Ghost, wherever you can find me if you want to follow me. I don't really care. Yeah. If you wanted this done more, we can amp up the production. This is what I did in about 30 minutes and had to do it, so try to make it look nicer around here. But yeah.
That's a template.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for this live episode. Peace. We're out.